Now,
Yeah.
you've been doing this since 2013. What were you doing before that?
I was a professional comedian.
No way. Tell me a joke.
I was funny, but just being on stage, that took a toll on me. I opened up for Lonnie Love at IUP. I got offered like a 25-week tour, but I turned that down because my oldest son, he was young then. And I also got offered a pilot for TBS, but I turned it down because I didn't want to be on the stage anymore. I didn't like the environment. I didn't like paying the dues and the bars and the stuff like that. I should have stuck with it a little bit because I was really good. And the craziest part is one of the biggest comedians, almost one of the biggest comedians in the world, his name is Shane Gillis. He just did a Netflix. Yeah, he's on top right now. And he and I started in the same circuit. He was a city over from me. And the last conversation we had, I was like, I'm going to go do fashion. And he was like, hey, if you should really stick to this comedy, I promise it's going to take a spot. I was like, listen, I don't like this and I don't have time to wait. I'm going to go do fashion. That's my passion and I'm out.
Now, do you guys still stay in contact with each other, even though you went
Yeah,
different ways?
yeah.
When you and that's kind of odd. We've had professional comedians on the show. Never really talk about because they're still in it. But you left because you didn't like a lot of this stuff. Like, what was some of the stuff you didn't like?
Yeah. I mean, I don't affect it. I'm close to my religion and I don't like being in environments where people are drinking every night because you have to be in bars for most of the time. I mean, like some of the people I was doing, like you have a kind of a crew you move around with. It's a circuit. Some of the people that were in that circuit, um, I didn't like being around that. I just didn't. I just didn't. And it kind of tapped the corner. When I first started, my family used to come. That's why I did. And just to make my family laugh. I loved it. My family, they would come out in numbers on a Thursday night dressed up because they knew I was going on stage. That was like the high of comedy for me. Once it kind of changed over, I'm places without any family in the crowd. I'm here. That I didn't like it.
When you decided to really pursue what you like, which is your clothing line and stuff, who was your biggest supporters and how did your family support you with your decision?
You said when I first started out,
Yeah, when you in 2013, when you said, you know what,
there weren't many.
I'm going all out with this. I don't care what nobody says. How did they receive your decision?
Not very well all the time. I literally, you know what I mean? I made up my mind at the time. I decided what I was going to be and what I was going to pursue. When you wake up and you tell people what you're going to be, some people don't believe you. It doesn't matter. But I didn't have the most support. I kept going, and even I've been paired with important family members at times, back in 2017, that felt as though I wasn't being a good father or a husband by pursuing this, that I needed to go get a real office job and sit down and treat this like a hobby. I kind of told them no.
That's kind of wild that even in this generation that we've been so conditioned to not want to we'll put in more work for somebody else to sit behind a desk, to go bust a brick, but we won't put 2 hours into ourselves, and I'm telling you what's even more astounding to me, and the older I get, I still don't understand why even the people that's supposed to support us don't. They rather come to me, it's like this, Paris, if you can't say something nice, don't say shit to me.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
what family or
Kind of
friend.
that can't even sew with a hand needle and everybody has input on it. And I knew what God said to me and I kept going. And I learned and I'm at the point in my career right now where things are going very well. I'm down there going viral. My website's getting hit every 2 minutes. And now certain friends and family members that were naysayers are really coming back around, and we all know why. We know because things are working out, and like I'm learning not to hold any grudges.